Wow, that's such a cool idea to build. Why didn't I figure it out myself? Let me show you a guide on how to build a Deadpool.
Round 1.
For this Deadpool tutorial, I'm building the character in a 2D pixel art style instead of making a full statue. That means the outline and color placement become much more important because there is less depth to work with. I start with the legs using red and black wool. These are the two main colors that immediately make the character recognizable, so it makes sense to establish them first. In pixel art builds, it is usually a good idea to begin at the bottom and work upward because it helps keep the proportions under control. If the legs are too short, the character can look compressed, and if they are too long, the upper body may not have enough space. I'm trying to keep the red sections dominant while using black wool to create separation between different parts of the costume. One interesting thing about character design is that strong color contrast helps viewers recognize a character even from very far away. That is why many famous comic book heroes use a limited palette with bold colors. Even though this is a simple wool build, getting those color blocks in the correct places already makes the project look surprisingly recognizable. Above the legs, I begin working on the torso. For the vest area, I use brown and black wool to create additional detail and make the middle section more interesting. Large flat areas can sometimes look boring in 2D builds, so introducing extra colors helps break up the surface. Character artists often use belts, straps, pouches, and armor pieces to add visual complexity without changing the overall silhouette. That same principle works in Minecraft. The torso is usually one of the largest sections of a pixel art character, so it needs enough detail to keep the viewer engaged. I'm paying attention to symmetry because human eyes are very good at noticing when something looks uneven. Even a difference of one block can make a character feel slightly off. The nice thing about wool is that it provides very clear color separation, which makes it easy to create clean shapes. At this stage, the build is starting to look much more like a comic book character instead of a collection of random colored blocks. Now I'm building the left arm using the same red and black wool pattern. Repeating colors across different body parts is important because it creates consistency throughout the design. Near the shoulder, I add a light gray wool shoulder pad. Small details like this help make the character feel more complete and give the costume additional depth, even though the build itself is flat. After that, I create a handheld gadget using smooth stone and black wool. Smooth stone works really well here because its texture resembles metal equipment, while the black wool helps define the shape. When building accessories, I try to make them large enough to be visible, but not so large that they distract from the character. Accessories should support the design rather than dominate it. In comics and animation, equipment often helps communicate a character's role or fighting style. Adding extra objects around a character can make the build feel more dynamic and tell a bigger story without requiring additional structures nearby. Using the same approach, I build the right arm so both sides remain balanced. After that, I move on to the most important part of the entire project, the head. The mask is built from red wool, while the eyes use black, light gray, and white wool to create contrast and expression. Eyes are usually the first thing people notice when looking at a character, so spending extra time on them is always worthwhile. Even simple pixel art eyes can completely change how a character feels. Once the face is finished, I add diagonal stripes made from smooth stone blocks behind the character. These represent the swords carried on his back and help make the silhouette more recognizable. Designers often use diagonal shapes because they create a sense of movement and energy. Without them, the back of the build would look much emptier. By combining clear color choices, recognizable accessories, and a strong silhouette, this 2D Deadpool tutorial becomes easy to identify while remaining simple enough for players to recreate in their own Minecraft worlds. Phew, it took so much effort. Great, my Deadpool is ready.
Oh, wow! Joo-hoo! We're going to build Deadpool today! I love building superheroes. Mikey has probably already built his own Deadpool. Mikey? Is that all you've built in that time? Are you sure this is Deadpool?
JJ, you only know how to offend me. By the way, I tried very hard.
Mikey, but you made your Deadpool in one layer. Because of this, he has eyes in the back of his head.
Oh, that's it! Stop judging! Maybe then you'll show me how to build a Deadpool?
Of course, we ran to the place.
JJ, I'm not sure you're going to make it, but in any case, good luck to you. I'll wait for you at the house.
Thanks, then I'll start. Round 2. For this Deadpool tutorial, I am creating a full-scale version rather than a simple pixel art design. Large character statues require a completely different building approach because proportions become far more important. Before placing decorative details, I focus on the overall structure and silhouette. If the proportions are incorrect, even the most detailed textures will not save the final result. I begin with one of Deadpool's legs using red and black concrete. These colors are immediately recognizable and help establish the costume from the very beginning. Concrete is an excellent choice for large statues because its clean texture creates strong color separation. In character builds, viewers often recognize the color scheme before they notice individual details. That is why establishing the correct palette early is so important. As the first leg takes shape, I carefully balance the red and black sections. Deadpool's suit relies heavily on contrast, and the placement of these colors helps define the muscles and armor-like sections of the costume. One advantage of building large-scale characters is that there is enough space to recreate subtle design features. In smaller builds, many of these details would simply disappear. Character artists often use contrasting colors to guide the viewer's attention toward specific areas. By recreating those contrasts with concrete blocks, the statue immediately begins resembling the comic book character rather than a generic red figure. Next, I begin constructing the second leg. Instead of starting from the ground again, I extend it directly from the lower torso area. This technique helps maintain symmetry because both sides can be compared throughout the building process. Symmetry is one of the most important aspects of humanoid character construction. Human eyes are extremely sensitive to imbalance, and even small differences between the legs can become noticeable. I carefully mirror the proportions and color placement from the first leg. Consistency between both sides creates a much more professional result and ensures that the statue feels stable when viewed from any angle. With both legs completed, I begin working on the lower torso. This section acts as the transition between the legs and the upper body. In character design, transitions are often overlooked, but they play a major role in making anatomy feel natural. Deadpool's costume contains multiple panels and reinforced sections that help break up large surfaces. I use those design features to introduce variation while keeping the overall color palette consistent. Large statues benefit greatly from visual segmentation because it prevents the build from looking like one giant block of color. Now I move upward into the main torso. The center section is built primarily from red concrete, while the sides are constructed from black concrete. The red portions extend outward slightly, creating additional depth. This is a technique frequently used by builders because flat surfaces can appear lifeless on large structures. By allowing certain areas to protrude, the torso begins to feel more three-dimensional. Real sculptors often exaggerate shapes for the same reason. Small changes in depth create stronger shadows and make the figure appear more dynamic when viewed from different angles. As the torso expands, I continue refining the shape of the abdomen and upper body. Deadpool's suit is designed to emphasize athletic proportions, so maintaining the correct width is extremely important. Character designers often use broad shoulders and narrower waistlines to create a strong silhouette. Even without facial features, viewers should be able to recognize a superhero-like figure simply from its outline. Silhouette recognition is one of the most powerful tools in visual design because humans can identify familiar shapes incredibly quickly. Next, I begin constructing the chest. This area occupies a large portion of the front view, making it one of the most important sections of the entire build. The chest contains large red surfaces framed by black details, creating the iconic look associated with Deadpool. Contrast is doing most of the work here. Without the black sections, the character would lose much of its visual identity. Architects, artists, and graphic designers all rely on contrast to emphasize important features, and the same principle applies perfectly to Minecraft character statues. After completing the front of the torso, I move to the right arm. Using the same red and black concrete combination, I carefully extend the arm outward while maintaining consistent proportions. Limbs are surprisingly difficult to build because even slight differences in length can become obvious. I pay close attention to the shoulder connection, ensuring that the arm feels naturally attached to the body. Character statues often succeed because of these structural details rather than flashy decorations. A convincing pose starts with believable anatomy. With the right arm established, I begin enclosing the back of the statue. Many builders focus almost entirely on the front, but large sculptures should look impressive from every direction. By filling in the rear sections, the statue gains volume and becomes a true three-dimensional structure. The back also provides opportunities for additional details later. Good character builds are designed with complete viewing experiences in mind. Someone walking around the statue should discover interesting features regardless of which side they approach from. Now I construct the left arm. Unlike the right arm, this one is extended forward, creating a much more dynamic pose. Action poses help bring static builds to life because they suggest movement and purpose. Deadpool is known for his energetic and unpredictable personality, so a dramatic arm position feels appropriate. The extended limb also creates visual variety and prevents the statue from looking stiff. Dynamic poses often make large character builds far more memorable because they tell a story through body language alone. Inside the extended hand, I build a handheld gadget using light gray and gray concrete. These colors create the appearance of metal components and mechanical details. Accessories are important because they help reinforce the identity of a character. Many iconic heroes and anti-heroes are recognized not only by their costumes, but also by the equipment they carry. Using lighter shades allows the accessory to stand out against the darker portions of the costume without overwhelming the rest of the build. With the body complete, I move on to the mask. I begin by creating a flat version of the face using red, black, and white concrete. Starting with a flat design helps establish the placement of the eyes and facial markings before additional depth is introduced. This approach is similar to how artists often sketch facial features before adding shading and volume. The mask is arguably the most recognizable element of Deadpool's appearance, so accuracy here is especially important. The distinctive eye shapes immediately make the character recognizable. After finishing the flat face, I begin extending the head outward to create volume. This transforms the mask from a simple wall into a fully three-dimensional structure. Building heads is often one of the most challenging parts of large statues because people instinctively notice facial inaccuracies. I gradually add layers while preserving the proportions established earlier. Small adjustments to depth can dramatically improve realism. By the time the head is complete, the statue feels significantly more lifelike and imposing. To complete the equipment, I place a katana in the right hand. The blade is constructed from quartz blocks, while spruce planks form the handle. Quartz is an excellent material for blades because its bright color creates a sharp and clean appearance. The contrast between the light blade and the darker costume helps draw attention toward the weapon. Deadpool is famous for carrying katanas, so including one is essential for capturing the character accurately. Accessories like this often become focal points that help define the overall composition of the build. Looking at the finished statue, I am satisfied with the result, but I know something even better is available. Using a command, I replace the version I just constructed with a Deadpool build that I completed previously. The difference is immediately noticeable. The older version contains significantly more detail, smoother shaping, and more advanced design techniques. The proportions are refined, the costume features are more accurate, and the overall resemblance to Deadpool is much stronger. This upgraded statue demonstrates an important lesson for builders. Every project teaches valuable skills, and revisiting older creations often reveals how much progress has been made. The final result is a far more impressive representation of Deadpool and serves as an excellent example of what can be achieved through practice, planning, and attention to detail. Great! My Deadpool is ready. It's time for me to show it to the guys.
Wow, JJ, you've got such a detailed Deadpool. You used a lot of blocks, and because of that, it feels like he's alive.
Thank you, Mikey. I am very glad that you liked my building. Well, I think it's time for us to finish.
Yes, JJ, you're right.
Subscribe and like. Bye-bye.
Wow, that's such a cool idea to build. Why didn't I figure it out myself? I definitely should try to build a TNT skyscraper. Mikey, round! I'm starting construction. To begin with, I put up TNT blocks. Build the base of the TNT skyscraper out of them. Leave a passage in front. Replace the blocks of earth from below with TNT. Begin to build up the building with blocks. Leaving empty spaces for windows. Insert glass into empty spaces, as well as a door. I'm building up an empty space on top. Next, I start building the second floor of TNT skyscraper on the same principle. I build up the walls with blocks. Put glass. I build up the upper part of the floor. I also build the third floor. I put the missing blocks. Finally, I'm building the last, fourth floor of the TNT skyscraper. I insert blocks into the voids. Build up the roof of the building. I put glass plates on top. From above, I make a passage inside, connecting all the floors inside with stairs. Phew! It took so much effort. Great! My TNT skyscraper is ready. Hey, Banana Kid, look, I built it. Do you like? What? Don't you like it? I'm not sure if you can beat me in construction. Ha ha ha! Don't even dream about it. I am the best builder. Ha ha. Maybe you can try to build a better one yourself? They ran to the place. This is where your building will be. Are you ready? Then go ahead.
Okay, everybody, let's go! That's very interesting.
Oh my God.
So good!
Okay.
Where did everyone run off to? Hey guys, what's all that noise?
Banana Kid and I are building a TNT skyscraper, JJ. Who did it better?
Oh, both of your buildings look great, but I think it's up to the audience to decide who did the best.
Yes, JJ, you're right. Let's look at the Banana Kid building then.
Banana Kid, your TNT skyscraper is so tall, it feels like I've been climbing stairs for ages.
I totally agree with you, JJ. Maybe you will build a TNT skyscraper.
Okay,
JJ, good luck to you. We'll wait in the house.
thanks guys, then I'm starting. JJ round. I'll need TNT, concrete, and glass blocks to build it. I'm starting construction. To begin with, I'm installing TNT blocks, installing doors, and completing the entrance. From the side, I'm starting to build the outline of my TNT skyscraper. Finish building it at the back. Rebuild it a little at the back. And now at the front. On this side, I do the same thing. I put the missing TNT blocks. Now I need the special commands, with which I quickly change the blocks of earth inside to red concrete. Great! I'm building pillars out of red concrete. Putting TNT blocks on this level and building the base of the second floor of the TNT skyscraper.
Nice.
I'm completing the missing pillars at the corners. Building a couple more at the back. I fill up the empty space in front with glass. I'm starting to build up the upper part of the ground floor with TNT blocks. I'm finishing this wall with red glass, and I'm also building up the rest of the walls in this wing of the house. I do the same thing from behind. Slightly rearranging the passage to the top. I'm doing the same thing on this side. Putting in the missing glass blocks. I put glass and TNT blocks near the entrance. Now I'm starting to build the base of the third floor.
Oh, man.
Building up the voids on top with blocks. Putting glass in the back. Side. And front. I'm completely building up this section of the building with glass. Putting blocks near the passage. I'm doing the same thing on this side.
Nice.
I'm finishing the ceiling of the second floor. Now, I need a special table in which I make steps out of TNT blocks. With their help, I build steps to the second floor first. Put the missing regular TNT blocks and steps. Now, using the same principle, I am building a staircase to the third floor. I'm rebuilding the interior a bit. Adding a couple more pillars. Here, I put up TNT doors and blocks. I'm doing the same thing on this side. It's time for furniture. I put up a bed, a bedside table, and a lamp, a TV, a dressing table, I do all the same things in this room.
Go, go, go!
Now I use a special command and copy the entire second floor of TNT skyscraper and paste it from above 11 times. Great! Now I'm changing the concrete blocks from above to TNT. Building a passage to the top, and slightly editing each staircase. I'm finally at the bottom. Great! My TNT skyscraper is ready. It's time for me to show it to the guys.
Wow, JJ, you've got a really great TNT skyscraper. I like it.
Thank you guys. I am very glad that you liked my building. Friends, be sure to write in the comments whose building you like the most. Well, I think it's time for us to finish.
Yes, JJ, you're right.
Subscribe and like. Bye-bye.